Hey everyone, you're watching The Esperanza 243. This is the Weston game, Parts 8. Just a quick say before I start doing the recap. I have actually decided that starting with number 10, I will record for 30 minutes every 5 videos. So like the 10th, 15th, 20th, I'll read more than my norm. Uh, which should be nice considering it'll give you guys more time to listen and less time of me having, or not less time of me having to record, I should say, the less videos there will be. Because as much as I love making videos for you guys, I like my projects to be a little smaller than 30 videos. Although I shouldn't worry about that though, considering the guys I watch on YouTube. The creatures are awesome people. So, where were we with part 7? Part 7, I believe we read a bit of chapter 7, actually. The Weston game. We learned the rules of the game, and then the list of tables people were paired in. And some of the titles were kind of funny. Like Turtle Wexler chose which. Let's see. Her dad chose standing or sitting when not lying down. There are times when I still don't understand that joke, but then there are times when I do. So, and Angela Wexler, Turtle's sister, she chose none, N-O-N-E, but her fiance thought she said N-U-N. None. And so before I start reading, actually, there is a paragraph in here that I want to read out loud just to make you guys clarify of what happened right before I ended part 7, actually. And it's the last part of the will we got to learn about before I finish the edit. Each pair in attendance will now receive an envelope containing a set of clues. No two sets of clues are alike. It is not what you have, it is what you don't have that counts. And I suppose that's where I start reading, actually. Placing the last of the envelopes on table 8, the young lawyer smiled at Angela. Sidel Pulaski smiled back. This makes no sense, Denton Deer complained. 4 clues typed on cut squares of Westing super-strength paper, towels, lay on the table before him. Arms and elbows at odds, with fingers fanned, Chris tried to rearrange the words in some grammatical, if not logical, order. Hey, watch it! The intern shouted, as one clue wafted to the floor. Flora Bach leaped from her chair at the next table, picked up the square of paper, and set it face down before the trembling youngster. I didn't see it, she announced loudly. I really didn't see it, she repeated under the questioning gaze of her partner, Turtle Wexler Witch. The word she had seen was plain. And I've decided to participate in this mystery, even though I already know who wins. First word, plain. The players protected their clues more carefully now, Hunched over the tables, they moved the paper squares this way and that way, mumbling and grumbling. The murderer's name must be there somewhere. Only one pair had not yet seen their clues. At table 8, Sidel Pulaski placed one hand on the envelope, raised a finger to her lips, and tilted her head toward the other heirs. Just watch and listen, she meant. She may be odd, but she's smart, Angela thought. Since each pair had a different set of clues, they would watch and listen for clues to their clues. He he he. The delivery boy slapped his partner on the back. That's us, old pal. Queen Crow and King Amber. What's this? On or no? Doug Ho turned a clue upside down, then right side up again. Theo jabbed an elbow in his ribs and turned to see if anyone had heard. Angela lowered her eyes in time. J.J. Ford crumpled the clues in her fist and rose in anger. I'm sorry, Mr. McStout, there's plenty of pawn in this foolish game is one thing, but to be insulted with minstrel show dialect. Please, Judge, please don't quit on me, Sandy pleaded. I'd have to give back all that money. It would break my wife's heart. And my poor kids. Judge Ford regarded the desperate doorman without pity. So many had begged before her bench. Please, Judge. I lost my job, my pension. I can't fight no more. Don't quit just because of some nonsensical words. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, she had chanted as a child. Words did hurt, but she was no longer a child, nor a hanging judge. And there was always the chance. All right, Mr. McSouthers, I'll stay. J.J. Ford sat down, her eyes sparking with wickedness. And we'll play the game just as Sam Weston would have played it. Mean. Florenbaum Bach squeezed her eyes together and screwed up her face. She was concentrating. Haven't you memorized them yet? Turtle didn't like the way Otis Amber's scrawny neck was swiveling high out of his collar. And what was Angela staring at? Yes, I think so, the dressmaker replied. But I can't make heads or tails of them. They make perfect sense to me, Turtle said. One by one, she put the clues in her mouth, chewed, and swallowed them. As much as that is smart, ew. Gibberish, Mr. Ho muttered. Grace Winsor Wexler agreed. Excuse me, Mr. Plum, but what are these clues? Clues to? I mean, exactly what are we supposed to find? Purple waves, Sandy joked with a wink at Turtle. Mrs. Wexler uttered a cry of recognition and changed the order of two of her clues. It's still gibberish, Mr. Ho complained. Other players pressed the lawyer for more information. Ed Plum only shrugged. Then could you please give us copies of the will? A copy will be on file, Judge Ford began. I'm afraid not, Your Honor, the lawyer said. The will not. I mean, the will. He paused and tried again. The will not be filed under the first of the year. My instructions specifically states that no heir is allowed to see any of the documents until the game is over. No copy? That's not fair. But wait, they did have a copy. A shorthand copy. Sidel Pulaski had plenty of tension now. She smiled back at the friendly faces, revealing a lipstick stain on her front teeth. Isn't there some sort of a last statement? Sandy asked Plum. I mean, like the intern says, nothing makes any sense. And there is. 11th. Senseless, you say? Death is senseless, yet makes way for the living. Life, too, is senseless unless you know who you are, what you want, and which way the wind blows. So on with the game. The solution is simple if you know whom you are looking for. But heirs, beware. Be aware. Some are not who they say they are, and some are not who they seem to be. Whoever you are, it's time to go home. God bless you all, and remember this, buy Weston Paper Products. Interesting. Chapter 8. The Paired Heirs. During the night, Florambambox, itsy bitsy snowflakes, raged into a blizzard. The tenants of Sunset Towers awoke from clue-chasing, blood-dripping dreams, bounded in twisted sheets, and imprisoned by 15-foot snowdrifts. No telephones, no electricity, snowbound with a murderer. The slow procession looked like some ancient mysterious rite as partner sought out partner on the windowless stairs, and silent pairs threaded through the corridors in the flickering light of crooked, color-striped candles, the product of Turtle's stint at summer camp. These handmade candles are both practical and romantic, she said, peddling her wares from apartment door to apartment door to frightened tenants at 7 in the morning. Oh, it's only Turtle. And the colored stripes tell time, which is very handy if your electric clock stops. Each stripe burns exactly 1/2 hour, more or less. 12 stripes, 6 hours. How much? Not wishing to take advantage of this emergency, I've reduced the price to only $5 each. Outrageous! Even more so when the electricity came on 2 hours after her last sale. Sorry, no refunds, Turtle said. No matter. What was $5 to heirs of an estate worth $200 million? Clues. They had to work on those clues. Behind closed doors. Whisper. Someone may be listening. Not all the heirs were huddled in plotting, puzzle-solving pairs. Jake Wexler had retreated to his office after a long and loud argument with his wife. He sure could have used half of that $10,000, but he wouldn't admit it. Not to her. The forfeited money upset her more than the murder of her uncle, if he was her uncle. 5 floors above, Jake's partner stood before the restaurant's front window, staring at the froth on the angry lake and beyond. No one had bothered to tell Madame Ho about the Weston game. Other players were snowbound elsewhere. Denton Deer in the hospital, Sandy at home. No one gave a thought to where Otis Amber or Crow might be. But Sidel Pulaski was there, thumping her crutch against the baseboards as she limped through the carpeted halls on the arm of her pretty partner. Not 1, but 7 tenants had invited her to morning coffee or afternoon tea. Murderer or not, they had to see Pulaski's copy of that will. 3 lumps, please. Angela drinks it black. Your health? Thank the Lord I'm still able to hobble about. Your job? I was private secretary to the president of Schultz Sausages. Poor Mr. Schultz. I don't know how he'll manage without me. Your shorthand notes? Thank you for the refreshments. I must hurry back for my medication. Come, Angela. One heir had not invited them in, but that didn't stop Sidel Pulaski from barging into apartment 2D. Theodorakis. Hi, Chris. Just thought we'd pop in to see how you're doing. Don't be scared. I'm not the murderer. Angela is not the murderer. And we don't think you are the murderer. Mind if I sit down? The secretary toppled into a chair next to the invalid before he could reply. Here, I stole a macaroon for you. It's so sticky you'll be tasting it all day. I must have 6 strands of coconut between my upper molars. Chris took the cookie. Just look at that smile. It could break your heart. Angela wished her partner had not said that. It seemed so insensitive, so crude. But at least Adele was talking to him, which was more than she was able to do. Angela, the fortunate one, standing like a dummy. I know Denton wants to work on the clues with you. He's snowbound too. You're very pretty. How did pretty come out? He meant to say nice. Chris bent his curly head over the geography book in his lap. She wasn't laughing at him. It was all right to ask her because she was going to marry his partner. What are her grands? Angela did not understand. I'm actually going to stop there because I have to be somewhere. I will talk to you guys soon. Next video will be part 9. This is the Esperanza 2 for 3, signing out.